Hello guys. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing um, if I personally think we have any more room to go in the overall market cap or the overall valuation of the cryptocurrency space. And I just want to kind of give my thoughts on um, where we are, especially after the recent dump, and why personally, for me, I still think we do have some room to go when it comes to this bubble that we're experiencing in the cryptocurrency space, and why I still think that we should be eventually heading towards back to the all-time highs of 2.5 trillion dollars valuation and potentially further. Okay, so let's get into it. So as we all know, over about 3 or 4 days ago or whenever it was, we saw a huge flash crash as a result of people just getting liquidated, right? Certain people taking profits as we got to near to that critical level in overall valuation in the crypto space of 2.5 trillion. And this was a level that I had been pointing out um, throughout multiple videos in the past. I even did a video on it specifically, and sure enough, just before we hit that, we saw people starting to take profits, and because so many people were in leverage positions long, lots and lots of people got liquidated, and that's why we saw this huge flash crash right here. And now, obviously, we've seen kind of some more consolidating price action here with some dips, back below to even below the $2 trillion level, but the $2 trillion valuation level has held strong, and we've kind of been consolidating here, which is actually kind of really positive to see. Um, we didn't really get any type of consolidation like this the last time we were at this this $2 trillion level, and we had hit 2.5 and seen a reversal, right, in the price action. So that's really good to see. In terms of a purely technical standpoint, what we hope to see is that we actually consolidate around here, and then we can slowly start trending back upwards towards the $2.5 trillion level. Um, and yeah, and then potentially retest that and see if we can break through it. But I also want to give a little bit more of a fundamental reason as to why I just think that we I still am pretty bullish on the overall crypto space at the moment in terms of it continuing to gain valuation, and also quite bullish on the fact that we should be able to hold this $2 trillion level, or even hold some still pretty, pretty overvalued valuation, let's say. Even if we drop below the 2 trillion, maybe we hold at 1.8 or whatever, but I'm still pretty bullish on the overall market valuation in the long run over the next months or so. And the main reason is because, again, as we've discussed on this channel before, the projects which are really leading this run up back from basically the 50% correction that we saw right back in around May, June, and so forth over the summer, the main projects that have been driving this are the newer Layer-1 protocols where, they're essentially incentivizing people with a shit ton of free money to continue putting their money into these protocols, right? Through so-called yield farming, right? If we take a look at the actual projects that are leading the way, right? Harmony is another one. This is a Layer-1 protocol that just recently announced a huge $300 million fund, basically giving away $300 million for free to developers to basically incentivize people to, one, incentivize developers to build projects on the protocol, but then also to use that money as incentives to get actual uh, retail investors, or just whoever these investors are, to put their money into the protocol. The same can be said with Avalanche, as we've talked about before, the $180 million liquidity mining incentive program. Phantom has came out with this huge incentive program as well, which is much more targeting developers and giving the developers the kind of the right to choose how this money that they're getting for essentially for free from the fund, how that will be utilized to bring in more liquidity onto the protocol. But these are just few of many, right? We still have the Polygon yield farms that are running, and all the free incentives that have been handed out on that protocol. Solana is another one. Cosmos is another one. I mean, the list goes on. And we do expect, obviously, Cardano to come out with stuff soon, which I'm sure will come out with essentially a shit ton of free money to consumers who want to put their money on on that protocol. Same with Polkadot, and I'm sure there's other ones that I'm just missing here. The point is that there is just so many different layer 1 protocols now trying to compete for people's money to go onto the platform, right? Sorry, that was my cat. But with all of these people, or all of these projects rather, competing against each other by giving away free money, right? And we're really just at still early stages, in my opinion, of all this free money that's coming out, all these incentive programs. VCs are incentivized to launch these types of programs, right? Because they want to win out by cashing out whatever farm tokens or the gas tokens or whatever the governance tokens that they're going to essentially earn when people start putting their money onto these protocols and the value of these tokens going up, right? A lot of these programs are still just being launched. For example, with Cardano, we don't even know what's going to launch on that, and that should be huge. Polkadot the same as well. A lot of the ones or the incentive programs that have been launched as well have only launched kind of their initial stages, right? For example, with the Avalanche program, the incentive still has not launched on Aave and Curve, which are both the largest kind of decentralized finance applications in the space right now, right? So when those launch, surely there's going to be a lot more liquidity coming onto the Avalanche protocol, and therefore, most likely, the value of the Avalanche projects overall, its market cap is going to continue to increase. This bubble is going to continue to grow. And as these projects start gaining more and more value, when more and more liquidity comes into those protocols, purely because of free money, like, again, let's be real, it's purely because of free money, right? Um, and if that's not a clear sign of a bubble, then I don't know what is. So don't let anybody let you believe that this isn't a massive fucking bubble, right? And that this is just all almost, it's like almost produced, a produced bubble, right? With all this free money that's being handed out. But with all of this money coming in to these protocols as a result of the free money, and consequently the valuations of these projects going to which are going to continue to go up, right? Probably in pretty strong multiples. If we go back to the overall market cap, there's no reason why I can't see, right, this bubble continuing to grow, and in terms of the overall market cap, the value continuing to go back up to 2.5 trillion and beyond, right? When so much free money is coming out, right? Incentivizing people just to put their money on it and actually start utilizing these protocols, right? I don't see why the valuation of the crypto space isn't going to continuously increase over the coming months, right? And we're really seeing that as well also when we look at dominance. Bitcoin dominance is just decreasing day by day by day, and now we're retesting again the 40% level. And if these other layer 1 protocols continue to make these ridiculous valuation multiples because of all the free money that they're giving out, then surely this will get broken. This 40% all-time low on Bitcoin dominance will get broken, right? So I think the last thing I would like to say in this video is that, um, of course, you don't want to be stupidly bullish. Um, and at the same time, you also don't want to just buy every dip mindlessly. When you have this kind of flash crash here, right? You shouldn't just necessarily also just go into it and buy the dip, right? Like so many dorks uh, try and advise people to do. But I think that when you also start looking a little bit more at the fundamental narrative that's going on right now in the crypto space, at least over the last months or so, and the fundamental narrative that's probably going to continue in the crypto space over the next few months, with all of this free money programs coming out, with all these different layer 1 protocols that are just trying to compete with each other, trying to compete for people's money by giving away free money. When you really consider that fundamental narrative, I mean, why can't the bubble continue to grow, in my opinion? And that's just my personal take on it. I could be totally wrong, but I believe that so long as free money, like on this scale, continues to roll into the space, incentivizing people to take their money and put them on these new layer 1 protocols, the bubble will continue to grow. If you, so anyways, that's it for today. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Consider giving this video a like, and I'll see you in the next video.